How's it going today, Jesse?
Just great, thanks.
Dead. It didn't go dead until after she got in the elevator. I seen her go in. I seen the elevator go up. I figured she was in there, you know?
Okay, Cyril, thank you very much for your help. If you just give the officer a description of the car. Dick, when you call in telecommunications, I want 2 units to check the immediate vicinity. That car's gonna get dumped quick.
It was a maroon Thunderbird.
She's not dead. That I would know.
You sure?
Yes.
Well, then what? Where is she?
Now listen to me, Eddie. Listen to me. You must have faith. She will come back.
Mrs. Sloan, according to the doorman, your daughter came in a little before 6 this morning. Is she in the habit of staying out that late?
Recently. She's been seeing this boy, having an affair, if they still call it that.
What's his name?
Dillon. Mark Dillon. He has long hair and no manners and no prospects and no education. Oh, and Julie just happened to mention that he's been to jail. Perfect son-in-law.
She was with him last night?
Well, I assume so. Where else would she be until that hour?
Mike?
Oh, excuse me. Got anything?
Yeah, the cable of the TV monitor was gimmicked and all the leads were cut and taped.
This guy really knew what he was doing.
Looks like there were 2. One guy cut the cable, the other one went across the garage, hid in the elevator, then taped it up to look normal. What do you got?
Over here. Came in the morning mail. Recorder was in the case.
Do you know where your children are?
Yes, indeed.
Kidnapped.
Well, if you want to get her back,
Just sit down, relax,
take it easy.
say nothing at all.
No cops.
No cops. We want a lot of
Money.
we'll be in touch.
Sit tight.
Say nothing. We'll call when,
At the tone, the time will be 12 p.m. exactly.
The splicing tape. Could be prints on that.
Run it through the lab. Case 2.
Who's the other lady?
Friend of the family.
Bob, how you doing? Phone is here, and the junction box is in the other room. Let me show you.
What's that man doing?
Well, now, we would like to monitor the phone. You see, the people who have your daughter will try to contact you, and when they do, he'll be able to trace the call if the phone is monitored.
And then there'll be more police. And the FBI.
Yeah, we can request a bureau to come in after 24 hours if we really need them. But I feel we could really use the monitor on the phone.
All right. But please, be careful. They said no police. If they find out, they might... Look, I don't care about catching them. I just want my daughter back.
I understand how you feel, Mrs. Sloan. We'll do the best we can.
Ma'am, please don't touch that, will you? There might be fingerprints.
You won't find any.
How do you know that?
Madame Vasiliev has special powers. She can sense things.
Well, I conduct a circle of students who are interested in psychic phenomena. Mrs. Sloan is a member of my group.
I've seen her do some incredible things. She can help us. I know she can.
May I?
Yes, yes.
Now, what do you want to do? You want to hold the recorder?
Yes, you see, when people touch material objects, they leave traces of their aura.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. I sense a Vishuddhi, Hindu word. Remember, Adele, we spoke about the different chakras?
Yes.
A man with some trouble in his mouth, throat. Yes. Nothing more is coming through. I'm sorry, that's all. I can't tell anything else. I'm sorry. That's all.
Well, this case is as good as solved. All we gotta do is find someone with the Vishuddhi in his kakara.
Yeah, you like that Vishuddhi, huh?
What are you, a skeptic?
No, I'm just more interested in this part of him than I am in this part of him. Sounds like we start with the boyfriend, right?
Right, I got his phone number from the girl's address book, also where he works. You want to take him?
No. You go by yourself. I'll grab a cab and go downtown and check out his record.
Okay.
And Steve, take it easy with him, will you?
Why, you got another idea?
No, but he's done time, and it won't hurt him to think that somebody wants to send him back.
Well, why don't I go downtown?
What for?
I don't know, slip into a white suit, get in a white car.
Oh, come on now. Get it started and get out, will you? I know, you and your Vesuvia, huh?
Hey, Dylan.
Yeah.
Meyer wants to talk to you.
Hi. My name is Keller. Is there anywhere we can talk without catching pneumonia? cold does it get in there anyway?
20 degrees.
20 degrees. Must take you a little while to get used to it, huh?
Yeah, well, it's worked. You said you want a few minutes?
Yeah. You know a girl named Julie Sloan?
Why?
Were you with her last night?
Look, what's this all about?
She was kidnapped.
What?
About 5:45 this morning, somebody got her.
Kidnapped.
Were you with her last night?
Yeah. Yeah, we caught a flick, and then we went back to my pad. She left sometime this morning. Went home.
You took her home, huh?
No. Like I told him, I was asleep. I don't even know what time she
You
went
were
home for
asleep?
sure. That's right.
That's great, just great. And who did you call after she left?
Nobody. Look, I know what you're trying to do, Stone.
I'm asking you, who did you call?
I didn't call anybody. I'm telling you, I don't know anything about
Now,
it.
you know the family's loaded, right? And we know that you like a good rip-off every now and then.
That was a long time ago.
2 years, just long enough to build up a good appetite. Yeah, grand theft auto. A Ferrari.
All right, so I got high with a bunch of guys, and I stole a car once. So what?
So don't try to con me. You set up that Sloan girl, didn't you?
I didn't have anything to do with it.
Sonny, your friends ran over a newsboy when they came out of that garage. He's dead, and we're talking about murder. If we don't get that girl back, you haven't got a prayer. Now, do you understand me?
All right, Mike. Easy. Did you get a cup of coffee?
I don't need a cup of coffee. I know his type. I've seen him on the street for 20 years. They're all alike. They gotta make it big, and they gotta make it fast. Well, I'm gonna tell you something, Sonny. If you don't spit out the truth, you and I are gonna have a talk, and it's gonna be soon. Coffee.
Your partner's crazy.
No, he's not. No, he just thinks he's right. They say when you've been around long enough, you know.
You don't believe it, do you? Keller, I'm telling you the truth, and you've got to believe me. You have to.
All right, let's go through it again.
Hey, Mike. Just got a call. They found the car.
Where?
The Embarcadero. Tow truck just brought it in. Good.
What do you say, Charlie? Anything?
Yeah, the paint looks like it matches the flakes on the hit and run.
Any prints?
No, it's clean so far, but we got a good heel mark on the right front floor. It's a man's shoe, narrow, probably an Italian make or copy.
What's this?
That's sawdust. This was down there, too.
Broken glass?
Plastic. Contact lens.
Can you trace it?
Well, it depends on how much we have here. Possible to run a prescription down on it if we can reconstruct it. But that's a long shot.
Keep shooting, will you?
Okay.
Did you get anything?
Maybe. How about the boyfriend?
I let him go.
Why did you do that?
Because I believed him. I even believed you for a moment there, man. I thought you were going right down his throat.
Well, you gotta yell at somebody once in a while, otherwise you get an ulcer.
Yeah, so I've noticed.
What do you mean?
Come on, we got exactly 20 minutes till the next phone call to Sloan's.
Is everything all right?
Yes.
Lieutenant, come on in.
The call come?
No. Madame Vasiliev has been trying to overlook the people who took Julie.
Oh, that's good. Now we've got 2 minutes left. And are you ready?
Yes, sir.
She has seen something. I want you to listen to her.
I appreciate your faith in that woman, Mrs. Sloan. But I think you'd better let us do this our way.
Well, just what have you done? Put a policeman in my living room. What good does that do? Look, I want you to listen to her.
She knows.
Adele!
Olga, will you tell them, please?
It's hard to explain to someone who doesn't share our beliefs.
Look, if you feel something, you should tell us.
It's how the lieutenant feels that's important. If he's as skeptical as he looks, I'm sure he doesn't want to hear.
It's my business to be skeptical. And I don't mean to offend you.
Oh, you haven't, not at all. No, you're good at what you do, very good. As a matter of fact, I have great faith in you, even if you have none in me.
Thank you, you're very kind.
Lieutenant.
All set? Just keep calm. And agree to everything they say. Try to keep them talking.
Adele, trust him.
Hello?
Mrs. Sloan?
Yes, this is Mrs. Sloan.
Then you know who this is.
Yes? Where's my daughter? Where's Julie?
She's fine. You just pay attention, you hear? Pay real good attention. You go to the bank and get $100,000. Old bills, you understand? Then you go home and wait. We'll tell you what to do after you get the money. You've got 2 hours.
Wait, please. You heard his voice?
Yeah. I heard.
Not enough time for a trace.
Well, you just stay with it.
Lieutenant, please, you heard his voice. Won't you listen to Olga now?
I heard him say $100,000. Can you get that much?
Yes.
Well, then you go out and get it and bring it right back here.
Madam Vasilia, before the call, you said you saw something.
No, I didn't see anything. I received a sense, an aura of a certain place.
Where Julie is?
I can't say that for certain, Adele.
Well, where is this place?
Well, I can't tell you an exact location, but the aura was blue.
A blue aura. Meaning what?
That's open to interpretation, but for me it would be sky, water, something cool, very cold.
Is that it?
Yes.
Things appear differently on the astral plane than they do in the material plane.
Well, I wish I could understand that. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to stick to my own plane.
Man, you must be something else with a jigsaw puzzle.
No contest. I don't think I ever finished one in my life.
Don't let Mike hear you say that.
Don't let Mike hear you say what?
Easy, Lieutenant, easy.
Okay. How you doing?
Doing it. Hey, why don't you two dudes back off a little bit, okay?
What's the matter? We troubling you?
Yeah, you're bugging me.
Did you get the money?
No, she's still at the bank. They didn't have enough of the old bills on hand.
We got time still.
Yeah, this is a smooth operation. I don't think they'll go for a stall. We still have to mark the money when we get it together.
Mike?
Finally made it, huh?
Yeah, just don't anybody sneeze.
Central Optical Supply.
We know that's the company that made the blank.
I wish the prescription was more complete. Some sort of astigmatism.
It was smashed into a million pieces. It was the best the lab could do.
The company said it was a special lens. They also said that you were one of a half a dozen people who ordered it from them within the last year.
Yes. According to this information, it's a sports lens designed for strenuous activity. Has a groove around the edge to hold it in place. Now, I've only fitted one patient with it recently that I can recall. Here we go. Rubiro. Carlos Rubiro.
Got an address?
Yeah, 92 7th Street, Hotel Atlanta.
You know, this address is a year old?
Yeah, residential hotel. Probably still lives here. Well, thank you. We can manage. Search warrant.
This guy's been around.
Never mind where he's been. I want to know where he is. He's got Mrs. Sloane's number in his book.
Mike.
Yeah, it could be him. Fits with the sports lens, all right.
Here's the trophy.
Mm-hmm. Hey, here's some other trophies, too. Look at this.
This guy really does get around.
At least we know what he looks like. Skeet shooter.
Think he's got the other one?
Maybe. Looks like a 12 gauge over and under. Fancy, too. $555-7371.
7371?
Yeah.
Cal Pacific Airlines.
How did you know that? Now, you're not going to pull those parlor tricks on me, too, are you?
I called it yesterday.
Why is that?
Well, I had a little time saved up. I thought I'd take a little vacation.
A vacation?
Maybe.
Behind my back.
Well, it wouldn't be much of a vacation if I was with you.
Go ahead. You want to go on a vacation? Go on a vacation.
Who's this, Andy? Keller, yeah, how you doing? Good. Listen, you run an APB for us? Rubiro, R-U-B-I-R-O. Carlos, male Caucasian, about 5'10", 170 pounds, dark eyes, dark hair. No make on the clothes. Also, check with Cal Pacific Airlines. See if his name's in the passenger list, will you? Good. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Read this.
Waited till 9:30. Where were you? Mark.
As in Mark Dillon, right? The guy that you let go.
A blue aura.
What?
Madame Vasiliev, remember? She says it could have something to do with being cool. That's sort of calling the shots.
Next, you'll be asking me what sign I was going
All right, forget about her. What about the sawdust in the car? They got sawdust in a nice house.
They sure do. And I'll bet Dillon left some on the squad room floor when you let him walk out. That's right.
Hey, Mr. Cowan.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Listen, is Dillon around?
Oh, you're not going to be seeing him around here anymore.
Why is that?
Oh, look, you're a couple of cops, right?
Yeah.
You got to deal with that element. Me, I don't need the aggravation.
You fired him?
Yeah, as soon as he came back from seeing you.
You got an address?
Sure, it's in the office.
Listen, would you mind if we took a look around here first?
Well, what's the matter? You don't believe me?
No, it's not that. It's just that we're here. We're here, Mike. We're here.
Okay.
Is there any place that he ever hung out by himself, was alone, away from everybody else?
Well,
Storage room, I guess. He was icing it up for a big order we got coming in next week.
Mind if we took a look?
Sure, but nobody's going to be hiding in there. Unless he's part polar bear. It's awful cold in that room. Here, you better take this Parker.
Hey, come on, buddy boy. I get frostbite easy.
Buddy boy, huh? Where do all these blocks come from?
Oh, they come from a chute over here. Need a new batch anyway. Stand back. Keep your feet out of the way.
Mike? Ribeiro.
Take the bag.
Right.
Time for another call. Hold it. Mike! Where'd he go?
Nobody came out here.
The double bag.
I'm sorry, Mike.
You didn't spook him, I did.
I let him go, though. I didn't think he was a type.
That's all right. Let's put out an APB on him. Inspector's A1.
You got the money?
Yes? Is she all right? Let me talk to her, please.
Shut up and listen. Put the money in the case. You get one more call to tell you where to take it. 5 o'clock.
When did this come in?
About 10 minutes ago.
Oh, dear God.
Mrs. Sloan.
No.
It's all right.
I'm
It's
all right.
Hey, sit down.
I'm
Sit
all
right
right. She's still alive, isn't she? They won't hurt her. Not if I do everything they say.
We'll never know that for sure. We just have to keep working. Now listen carefully. Please, get some water.
Right.
Listen to me, Mrs. Sloan. Did you know a Carlos Ribeiro?
Yes, why?
We found your name in his address book. Now, it would help us if you told us everything you know about him.
We were involved with each other for a while. My husband's been dead for 6 years.
Then he knew Julie.
Naturally. But I haven't seen him recently. I became aware after a while that his motives were not what I thought they were.
He wanted money?
Yes.
Looks like he found another way to get it.
Do you think he's one of them?
Not anymore. He's dead. He could have been one of them, but somebody dealt him out. Did he know Mark Dillon?
No. Yes! Yes! Yes, they met here one night when Julie came home late. That boy did it, didn't he? With Carlos, and now he's got Julie?
Maybe. Where did you meet Ribeiro?
The chapel.
At the chapel?
It's the chapel of the mind.
Well, you really got to give her credit. She knows how to put a scene together.
Well, maybe you could get her to decorate your apartment.
Lieutenant Stone, what a pleasant surprise.
You mean to say you didn't see us coming in that little crystal ball of yours?
I see you have your information about psychic matters from the comic strips. I don't use a crystal.
Well, that's too bad. I thought maybe you could look into it and tell us something about Carlos Ribeiro.
Won't you sit down, please? Over here, please. Carlos Ribeiro. Yes, please. Now, what about him?
Well, I'd rather hear it on your plane first, if you don't mind.
Not at all. He was a member of our group for a while, very interested in psychic phenomena, but he had no ability, a dilettante, really. So eventually I asked him to leave the congregation.
When was this?
About 6 months ago.
Now, you haven't seen him in 6 months?
No? Why? Does he have anything to do with what's happening?
Well, not anymore. He's dead.
He's dead?
Murdered. In a place that had a very cold aura. An ice house.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Then apparently he was involved in what's happening. Lieutenant, are you implying that I am too?
I'm not going to imply anything. I'm going to just lay it right flat out. I don't think anybody could come up with 2 long shots like you did. First the guy on the phone, and then Ribeiro's body.
Well, I suppose I should be offended by what you're saying, Lieutenant, but I'm used to it. You're not the first person who does not believe that there are hidden mysteries because you can't see them or hold them in your hands. Less than 2 centuries ago, people were denying the existence of electricity for the same reasons.
All right, getting back to Mr. Ribeiro, excuse me. Can you tell us anything else about him?
Only that he existed in this world by playing on the emotions of wealthy women.
And you don't approve of that.
Lieutenant, I have been as patient as I feel I can be with you. I've told you I'll do nothing to interfere with your work. I've told Adele Sloan to put herself entirely in your hands. In fact, it was I who advised her to bring you people in, regardless of the message on the tape recorder.
You asked her to call us?
Yes, she wasn't going to. She was frightened because of what the message said.
I see. Well, then, I guess I owe you an apology.
You owe me nothing, Lieutenant, but your assurance that you'll do everything in your power to keep Julie alive. Please.
She's got to have a record as long
I'm
as
telling you, Bunko says she's clean.
What about aliases?
None that show up. No, look, they checked that chapel out the first day it opened. Like any other hustle, it all scans legit.
I don't believe it.
Well,
I must say, I don't believe what I see coming through that door either.
Dylan, what the...
Keller, I need help.
Okay, good.
And you got to keep him away from...
No problem. Here, sit down. Over there.
Look, Keller, what do I have to do to convince you guys that I haven't done anything?
Dylan, you ran.
I was scared. I got the phone call, and then your partner there kicked in my front door.
Now, wait a minute. What call?
Some guy. He said you were coming to bust me.
Did you notice anything funny about the way the guy talked?
Yeah, he stuttered. How'd you know about that?
Mike?
I came here to talk to you, not him.
That's all right, son. Why did you come here?
Well, where could I go? How far could I get? Look, whatever it is that's happening, I need help. I got no place else to go for it.
Did you write this?
Yeah, where'd you get that?
Never mind. Did you write it?
Yeah.
To whom?
Julie, who else?
Homicide, Stone. Yeah, where? Got it. Steve.
Yeah.
Put somebody on. Mrs. Sloan got her call.
Where are we going?
Telephone booth, airport.
Andrews.
Hello?
You brought cops with you.
No, I came by myself, as you said.
You're a liar. There are cops all over the place. You think we don't know what's going on?
No, please, look, I brought the money. Just tell me what to do with it.
All right, lady, just shut up and listen. You do exactly what I say. Put the case on the ledge next to the phone.
It's there.
Now, count to 5 and then knock it over. Make it look like an accident.
Yes.
Under the seat, there's another case. Exchange them. Then go down to the helicopter waiting area and sit tight.
All right.
So they told her to go someplace else?
The figures they know we're around. They're going to try to shake us.
Something's wrong. I'll sit next to her, see what they said.
Oh, they spot you.
We gotta do something.
Well, let's give it another 10 minutes.
Hey, Olga, you got it?
Yes, I've got it.
Then he said he knew that the police were there and that he would kill her, and that there was this case at the bottom of the phone booth, and that I should switch them and then just come here and wait.
Matching case, we should have figured that.
Well, you can't figure them all. It's all right, Mrs. Sloan. Come on, we'll drive you home.
Do you think they'll let her go?
We'll just have to wait.
Rob? Check out that body. I'll call an ambulance and notify homicide.
Baby. Baby.
Are you all right? Yes, Mother, I'm all right. Honestly, Mother, I'm all right.
Julie, I'm Lieutenant Stone of the police department. Are you strong enough to answer a couple of questions?
Yes, I think so.
Now, I know this is unpleasant, but the man that was killed, was he one of them?
Yes, he's the one I had to stay with.
Was there anybody else involved?
Carlos Ribeiro.
Anybody else?
No, just the two of them.
No, there's got to be a third somewhere.
Mark Dillon.
Mark?
He's one of them. I know he is. If you find him,
Mrs. Sloan, we know where he is. At least for the last couple of hours.
Julie, the man that was killed, did you hear the shot?
Yes.
Well, now, this is very important, Julie. Do you know how much time it took between the time you heard the shot and the time the policeman found you?
I'm not sure, but I think it was just a few minutes.
It can't be Dillon. He couldn't have pulled the trigger.
Well, he could have set it up. Gave himself a perfect alibi.
How could I set up anything? I was here all the time.
Could be the truth, son. Or it could be a pretty smart move.
Print report they found on the shotgun, Mike. They belong to Dillon.
Oh, that's beautiful. What, he shoot the guy by ESP?
Dillon, you heard the man. Now let's hear it from you. How did your prince happen to get on Ribeiro's shotgun?
Ribeiro set me up. I was the real pigeon, Ribeiro, my friend. That's why he offered me a ride home that day. He had the guns in the car. Here, Dillon, look at the pretty little gun. My fingerprints all over the place.
Well, we've only got one suspect left.
Preserve thee.
a sword.
Destroyer thee.
With a pentacle.
All right. Party's over, madam.
Don't be disturbed, anyone. I'll be back in a moment. This way, please. You hold this one, please. Thank you. This time, I think you do owe me an apology, Lieutenant.
There's a sucker born every minute, isn't there?
I beg your pardon?
All these years, it's been nickels and dimes, hasn't it? Nickels and dimes, until you met Mrs. Sloan. And then she was big money. She was worthy of your best effort. Only it had to be a perfect con job. No witnesses. That's why you killed those two stooges who did the kidnapping for you, isn't it? That left you $100,000 in unshared profit.
We never have communicated very well, Lieutenant, but this time I'm not following you at all.
Oh, it's not a matter of you following me. It's always been a matter of me following you right down the path that you laid out. First, it was the broken lens. That led us right to Ribeiro. And then it was the sawdust, the note. That led us right to Dillon, and he was the best one, wasn't he? He was the perfect suspect. Because once we found his fingerprints on that shotgun, he could cry innocent all he wanted to, but we wouldn't believe him because he was a perfect ex-con. The perfect criminal type.
Really, Lieutenant?
It would have worked. It really would have. Except he didn't react like a criminal. Do you know where he was when you pulled that trigger? Headquarters. He's been there since 5 o'clock this afternoon.
Are you finished?
No. You are. You're under arrest for kidnapping and murder.
Arrest? You can't arrest me. What are you going to use for evidence? Your fantasies?
No, no fantasies. We figured you'd object, knowing the law the way you do. So we brought along a search warrant.
Mike, I got it.
You never should have looked. Booker.
Well, the doctor wants to keep her here overnight, but I can take her home tomorrow.
Well, that's good. I don't know whether you can stand any more good news or not, but we recovered your money for you.
Oh, that's good. I'd have gladly given it up, though, you know. Important thing is to get Julie back.
Look, Mrs. Sloan, I realize that it's none of my business, but Dillon, he's...
What about him?
Well, he just isn't all that bad. He was very concerned about what happened to Julie.
Yes, I suppose he was. Well, that's really Julie's decision now, isn't it? I mean, after all, she's old enough to live her own life now. Oh, would you excuse me a minute? I must call Madame Vassiliev and tell her what's happened.
Oh, no, I don't think I'd call her. I'll bet she already knows what happened.
Of course. Of course she does.
Hang on, man. I just got it connected.
And it's gonna stop where we want?
You know it's gonna stop. 2 miles exactly. Oh, so simple. I should have patented it.
Are you sure this is gonna work?
What I'm doing?
No, I driving with the girl, and she'd be happy to see us and go with us.
Baby, that's the whole idea. In there were just a couple of customers, some soup and some nuts on table 4. Hey, but out there where it's dark, out on the highway, we're a little more than just pull up right next to her. She'll be all over us, man. I'm gonna show you some action tonight, some real action. Hey, she's coming. Ooh, she's got a tough little bod, huh? I bet she's a real Hellcat.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, good evening, miss. Looks like you're having a little trouble.
It's my engine. It just stopped cold.
Don't grind down the battery. I'll take a look.
Look, that's all right. You don't have to bother.
Oh, it's no bother. No bother at all. Baby, that's for you.
Oh, no. Please. No.
You want to see some action tonight, Rusty, baby? You're going to see it.
Any chance of suicide?
Not from the fight she put up. They found a shoe and some clothing a good 200 yards that way. But no purse, no ID.
Dragged her to the lake and threw her in?
Could she have been dead before she hit the water?
Won't know till we check the lungs. My guess is yeah.
Bernie, when did it happen?
From the color of the fingernails, I'd make it about 4 or 5 this morning.
Possible rape, possible robbery.
Yeah. Only one thing positive. She's dead.
Already on the lab crew.
Tell them I want every blade of grass in this park moved. And don't forget the crew for the footprints.
Right.
Lieutenant?
Yeah.
Just got a report of an abandoned vehicle. About a mile down the highway. Key still inside and a lady's purse.
Okay. Let's have it.
Susan Ellen Morley's a Broadmoor address.
Description?
It's her, Mike, yeah.
All right, don't let anyone near the car until the print boys get here.
It's a check stub here. Looks like she worked up at the Cliff House.
Cliff House?
Yeah.
That's right up the highway, isn't it?
You gonna talk to her folks?
Yeah, I'll talk to them.
All right, I'll go up to the Cliff House.
Pretty girl.
Yeah.
But passion for bringing Arabs together and the drawing power of his vast oil wealth could turn the talk into reality. The Swedish National Immigration Board said 5 British soldiers have been given residence permits after they deserted to avoid military duty in Northern Ireland. Meantime, elsewhere in Britain, Scotland Yard detectives were investigating the source of leaflets.
Russell, what are you still doing here? You're supposed to be at work. Do you realize what time it is?
I'm not feeling so hot, Mom.
You know you're going to lose that job.
I said I'm sick.
So go to bed.
No, it's not like that. I just feel tired, you know.
I know. Now listen, I'm going over to Judge Cameron's for a bit. I think Jill's moving back home. It looks like a marriage has gone on the rocks, poor child. And Russell, if you really don't feel good, don't sit out here in the breeze.
I could be dying and you'd still go to Judge Cameron's, wouldn't you?
What?
Nothing.
And don't forget to call the airport and say you'll be late for work. And you'll find your lunch in the refrigerator.
And labor officials say there is no end of the strike in sight. But the day's top local news story is still the death of young Susan Morley. This update reports the pretty 20-year-old girl was returning home from her nighttime work as a waitress at an oceanfront restaurant on the Great Highway just south of the park. And now...
I leave every morning at 3. I just thought she had a late date. She didn't have to work, you know. She could have been going to school and getting a good education. Anything she wanted or needed, I was good for, and she knew it. Only she was so independent, just like her mother. But I loved her for that. Now there's no one left to love. I want you to know if I find those guys before you do, I'll kill them.
Mr. Morley, so far we have only one lead to go on.
What's that?
A motorist called about, 2 minutes ago and said that he may have passed your daughter's car. It was dark, and he saw 2 guys. One of them was about 6'2" or 3", and he was wearing a leather jacket. Does that fit anybody you know?
No. You mean somebody saw them and just went on by without stopping? How could he do that? How could he just go on by?
He said it didn't look like any trouble. Whoever it was just waved him off.
I want him.
Mr. Morley, I have a daughter about Susan's age. I know how you feel. Please do me a favor. Please go home and stay there. What do you say? I'll call you.
Hot chowder. Good and thick. We ran out of clams, so we cut up a shark. Okay with you? Figures. You know, she was a good worker, too. I mean, she was always on time. In this day and age, unbelievable.
What time did you leave last night?
About a half hour after Susan. I had to total the register.
Did you notice anything unusual? Someone make a pass at her, maybe?
That's unusual. Look, she was a nice kid. People left her alone for the most part. You know, except for the bummies.
What about last night?
Hey, yeah, there was a couple.
There were 2?
Yes, that right there. Must have had 100 cups of coffee.
Is there anything odd about them?
Yeah, they were dirty.
They were dirty?
Yeah. You know, that's the first thing I notice about people when I wait on them. I mean, here we work our behinds off, keeping everything clean and polished. Then some slobs come in here, like right out of a grease pit. You know, dirty hands, dirty fingernails.
She had a full tank, but it didn't matter. Not with this little baby bolted on. It's a fitting. Blocks the fuel coming from the gas tank. And this holds less than half a pint of gas.
So when that's empty, the car stops.
Right.
Had to be a mechanic.
Goes along with the fingernails that waitress picked up on. No offense, Fred.
Just so I'm not a suspect.
I heard about a gizmo like this before somewhere. Ring a bell with you?
Yeah, it was a murder-rape. It was out on the road. It was a mechanic.
Right, it was Devitt's case.
All right, I'll get with him.
What make car is this from?
It's not an auto part, custom made.
Well, what about the fittings?
All chrome, too expensive for a production car. Something else too, Mike.
Yeah, what's that?
Different gasoline. The gas tank was filled with low lead regular, but this was filled with high octane, nitromethane, the kind they use for racing cars and speedboats.
No, Chet. I'm telling you, I've been listening to the radio all day. Yeah, and I just heard it. Oh, what do you mean, don't worry? Somebody saw us! I don't know who. Listen, Chet, we gotta talk, okay? All right, later.
Chet Barrow?
Yeah.
What's he want?
Nothing?
Didn't sound like nothing to me. Asking you for money again?
No, I was telling him to pay me back.
Good. I don't like that boy. Never did. I thought you were going to work.
But I'm sick.
Yeah, so sick you can't pick up after yourself.
I'll do it.
When? Tomorrow? Oh, that poor girl. Hope to get the one who did it and put him away for good. Judge Cameron says someone like that will do it again and again.
Judge Cameron, he knows everything, doesn't he?
He's had to deal with more than one deviant. He says they follow a pattern.
Well, maybe it wasn't like that at all. It could have been an accident, it could have been a mistake, it could have been lots of things.
Judge Cameron says it was all planned, every step.
Well, what does he know? Was he there? Huh? Tell me that. Was he there?
That's no way to talk about a man who's been good to us. 16 years of steady work, Russell, has put bread on the table and the shirts on your back.
He laid you off fast enough when his kids grew up, didn't he? That's right. You powdered their bottoms and packed them off to their private schools and picked up after them all day, didn't you? But then they just let you go, didn't they? No pension, nothing for the future?
It was work.
12 hours out of every one of those days for 16 years.
They had no mother.
Neither did I. Don't answer it.
Why?
Is it locked?
Why, what's the matter?
Wilma?
Jill, what is it, child?
I had to talk to someone.
Put your bags down. No, Wilma. What's the matter?
I need you, Wilma. I've got nobody else. I'm so glad you're here. I was afraid you wouldn't be.
Masters. Name was Masters, right?
You know, I really hope you didn't remember that till now.
No. The minute I came through that door, it came to me. Burt Masters.
That was him, a rape murder, and he used a fuel cutoff device in the girl's car, just like this case.
Where did it happen again?
Golden Gate Park, 2 a.m. He raped her, but she got away. She ran across 19th Avenue, got hit by a truck. DOA General.
6 to 5. He's a boat mechanic.
Now, how do you know that?
I'll let you know later. Where do we pick him up?
San Quentin.
San Quentin?
What's the matter? He couldn't handle that one alone. That's right. He got arrested last April 20th.
Come on, let's go.
How are you?
Stone and Keller?
Yes, sir. Weapons, ammo, cuffs? He's right over here, Lieutenant. Masters, something to see.
You guys never quit, do you? What's the matter? My appeal bothering you now?
We're not here about your case. We'd like you to help us.
Oh, yeah. I really owe you guys.
Masters, that fuel cutoff that you used on the girl's car, who else knew about it?
Now, what did I say at my trial?
You never saw it before.
And that's what I'm telling you now. I never made that thing. Hey, are you guys telling me this case I'm hearing about on the radio is like the frame job I'm in here on now?
The night they picked you up, they found another fuel cutoff in your locker, didn't they?
Yeah. And anybody could have put it there. The marina was filled with guys that could have made it.
Did you happen to know a mechanic at the marina who was about 6'2" or 3", light hair? Might have worn a leather jacket.
Why? You got a suspect?
No, just a description.
I don't know. Hey, yeah, maybe there was a big guy. Kind of loud. Always used to talk about the chicks he had.
What was his name?
I'm not sure. Chuck, I think, or Charlie, maybe. Yeah. I can't remember. Hey, it could be the same guy.
Where did this guy work at the marina?
Emilio's. I remember that. It was Emilio's.
Are you Emilio? No? You know where we can find him? Can't.
Why is that?
Because there never was no Emilio. Well, the sign out there said there's a guy named... Sign says Emilio's. Because when I first started this place, every boat on this wharf was owned by an Italian. So if I put Gustafson's on the sign, I'd still be looking for my first customer.
Well, my name is Stone, and this is Inspector Keller. We're looking for a mechanic who works here by the name of Charles. Chuck, maybe.
Well, no one here by that name neither. He's a big guy, 6'3", maybe, wears a leather jacket a lot. Him? Look, if you find him, I want a piece of him.
Then you do know him?
Yeah, I know him. He took off about 6 months ago. He robbed me blind. Tools, spare parts, anything that wasn't bolted down.
How about these? These anything he could have taken?
No, them ain't marine fitments. Salt water would eat that metal alive.
Where do those come from? You know, they're racing parts maybe, or what?
No, not them. Them's aircraft fitments. I worked in the plant during the war. I've seen lots of them.
Sure. Well, that goes with the nitromethane gas, I guess.
You're working with planes now.
Looks like it.
Cuts down the odds a lot more. What are there, 4 airports in the Bay Area? What's this guy's name?
Barrow. Chet Barrow.
He's worked for us about 5.5 months, assistant mechanic, non-union.
What's that?
Airport security. I called him to meet us.
Where is he?
He should be in the hangar. Well, wasn't that all right?
There he is, right there. Go take the front.
81 to headquarters. Got an APB suspect armed and dangerous.
I've tried to talk to Frank. We just don't seem to speak the same language. And Daddy, all he does is hand down lectures.
Honey, he can't help you anymore. Neither can I. I mean, you're grown now. Whatever the trouble is, it's between you and your husband. You still love him?
Yes, I think so. It's not the same.
No other man, huh?
No.
Then, honey, why don't you go on home and make it the same?
I don't know if I can, Wilma. I need time.
All right, I'll tell you what. Stay here, relax, we'll talk later. You see, I gotta see Russ, okay?
Okay. Wilma? Thank you.
Russ, what are you doing?
I'm leaving.
Leaving? But why? What's the matter?
I have to.
I just couldn't ask her to go.
No, Mom, it's got nothing to do with her. Look, I'm sorry about what I said before. Let's just forget it, okay?
No. No, a mother can't hear something like that from her own child and just forget it.
I'm not a child.
Now, listen to me, Russ. Other families have got problems they have to work out. We're just starting late. Everything's gonna be all right from now on. Listen. You've never really had the things I wanted for you. And I did give away time to someone else that should have been yours. But even without me, you've done fine. You know, I never even said how proud I've always been of you. Staying out of trouble, working the way you have, taking jobs you couldn't stand.
Don't, Mom. Come on, please, don't.
Now, I gotta say this. Russ, I'm grateful you stuck by me. I am, Russ. A lot of boys would have left a long time ago. But you've been good, you've helped me, and you've never done anything to make me ashamed.
Stop it! Just stop it!
Son, what's the matter? What is it?
I'm scared.
Scared of what?
I'm in trouble, Mom. I'm in real trouble.
What kind of trouble?
I can't tell you that.
You were scared when Jill came to the door. It's got something to do with Chet Barrow. That's what you were talking about when I came home, wasn't it? Oh, Russ, come on, tell me. Whatever it is, tell me. I won't let anything happen to you.
I just wanted her to like me.
Wanted who to like you?
That girl.
What girl? Oh, dear God, no. The girl in the papers, huh?
It was just Chet. He did it. I never touched her, Mom. I swear I never touched her.
But you were there.
Oh, it's the police. I know it is. Mom, you gotta help me. Come on, Mom, you got to.
Yes?
Hey there, beautiful. What's your name?
Well, maybe you'd better wait in here.
Russ around?
Jill? Who is it?
Hey, hello there, Mama. Russie around?
No. No, he's not.
What?
Now, listen, you. I won't have you in this house. You get out.
Looks like you and Mama have been doing a little talking, huh, Russie, baby?
You heard me, didn't you? I said get out. Get out!
Leave her alone. Come on, Chet, please.
Hey, baby, I think you have enough problems without adding me to your list. You just Leave the ladies to me, okay?
Chester William Burrow, age 27, born Sacramento on August...
I know who he is. I want to know what he is. Is he a loner? Does he have any friends? What?
Well, he stayed to himself pretty much. No one liked him, really, except the kid.
What kid?
Russ Jamison. We use him to wash down the planes and stuff. Wants to be a mechanic. Well, he's really not a kid, you know. He just acts like it. Anyway, he used to follow Burrow around like a puppy dog, trying to pick up a few pointers, I guess.
A little guy?
Yeah.
Is he around now?
No, he called in sick today. I'll get his address if you want.
Mike?
That's one of our most expensive fittings.
Well, there's a couple more in here.
He's a thief.
Among other things. Can we have the address on Burrow?
Sure.
And how about that other kid? What's his name?
Jamison, Russell Jamison.
Yeah.
The stock market dipped slightly today. Dow Jones Industrial Averages were off 1 1/4. And from Washington came news that the price index rose to a new high this month, although some experts were predicting that the overall increase in retail prices
turn that thing off. You
would
drive me
not
up the
reach
wall.
consumer market until early spring. In Tokyo, the finance
When I tell you to do
minister said
something,
today
you
that
do it.
official reserves of gold
Okay?
and convertible foreign currency
Did you hear me?
totaled $13.2 billion last month.
You know, you were the one that wanted that little chickie so bad.
Oh, come on. You gotta be sick to do what you did.
She didn't have to get hurt. Hear what she said to me. Nobody talks to me that way. And you watch your face, too, man.
Oh, you animal!
Shut up and sit down. Sit down!
You want to kill me? Go ahead, kill me. But don't touch this girl again.
Hey, how about your mother, Russie, baby? You got all these big problems. She's worried about some poor little rich girl.
Trimaran left the Oregon coast last month.
You think I'm an
on
animal?
to San Diego.
No, you're an animal. You're a rabbit.
And from Los Angeles, charges of fund manipulation, union blackmailing, and the use of physical violence against dissident workers were aired Friday during a hearing on pension plan abuses. More than a score of witnesses, including aging workers, labor union representatives, attorneys, and widows of workers, testified at the Senate hearings which opened yesterday. The hearings were slated after an investigation by the staff of the Senate Committee on Business and Professional.
I know, baby. You and me upstairs.
You leave her alone.
You just do what I tell you, Mom, and get rid of him.
How?
I don't really care. And if you don't, this pretty little face here will be in tomorrow's paper, huh? Get up.
New York, economists from North America, Europe, and Japan met today to propose creating an international food bank from which food could be withdrawn to meet serious shortages. Now the time, 4:55 Bay Area. This is KDKY, your Bay Area all news.
Mrs. Jameson?
Yes.
Lieutenant Stone. We'd like to speak to your son. We understand that he's homesick today.
Oh, yes, he is.
What is it, Mom?
Some gentleman to see you, Russ, from the police department.
Oh, well, it can't be a parking ticket. I don't own a car.
No, it's not about a parking ticket. May we come in, please?
Well, yes, of course.
Scientists from the National Institute of Health said recently that the plague should
Can I offer you gentlemen something like tea or coffee?
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Well, I hope you're not here to tell me Russ is in some sort of trouble.
We're looking for a friend of his.
Excuse me, would you mind if I turned your radio down a little bit?
Oh, sure, go ahead.
Thank you.
Do you know someone at work by the name of Chet Barrow?
Chet Barrow? Yeah.
Barrow, yes. Have you seen him today?
No?
How about last night?
Last night? No. Listen, what's going on here? I mean, you guys are asking me a bunch of questions. Don't I even get an answer? What are you looking for Chet Barrow for? Is he in some kind of trouble?
He's in bad trouble, yeah.
Have the two of you been friends long?
No, not too long. 3 or 4 months, I guess.
Oh, Mr. Stone, Chet Barrow isn't a close friend of Russ's. They just work together.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we just work together.
Then, you're home today because you're sick, is that it?
That's right.
And you've been home alone all day?
Yeah?
Well, just the two of us.
The two of you.
Listen, I don't like what's going on here. I mean, you guys are trying to make it sound like maybe I did something just because I work with some guy, and you won't even tell me what it is you think he did.
A girl was raped and murdered last night, and a description of the guy who fits your friend.
I hope you're not suggesting my son had anything to do with that crime.
Well, now, there were two of them, Mrs. Jameson, and one of them was tall like Chet Barrow, and the other one was about your son's size.
Well, before you say anything else, Mr. Stone, I think you should know something. I worked for years for a man called Fraser Cameron. He's a judge in the Superior Court and a close friend of this family.
Yeah, that's right. 16 years she worked for him, so maybe you just better not treat us like we don't know our rights.
Judge Cameron. Fraser Cameron. I'm sorry, Mrs. Jameson. I'm terribly sorry. We didn't mean to come in here and ask you all these embarrassing questions like this. Come on, let's go, Steve. Please forgive us. Let's go. And, please, may I leave my card with you? Yes. In case you hear from Barrow, would you give me a call?
Yes, I will.
Thank you very much. I'm terribly sorry.
You see his bike?
What?
I think he's in there.
How do you know?
Bruise on her face. Nice invitation to come in and the hustle out when you started pressing. The radio on that all-day news station.
I saw 2 bags in there. And that Lincoln, you think it goes with the house?
No. And do you know, you don't know Judge Cameron.
If I do, I forgot. 298 BZE. Maybe DMV can tell us who owns it. Inspectors 8-1 to headquarters. Emergency request for vehicle identification from NCIC.
Okay, they're gone.
Okay. Hey, that was real good, Rusty, baby. That was real good.
You too, Mama.
Thanks.
Say, baby, is that your car over there? Yeah, on this street. That's your car. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll tell you what we're gonna do, huh? We're all just gonna relax. We'll wait until after dark. We'll take a nice family ride. Would you like that, Mama? Hmm?
The results of these...
Inspectors 8-1 to headquarters. Anything from NCIC on our request?
Check 81. We're just receiving it.
What have you got?
California license BZE 298 is registered to a Mrs. Jill Cameron Lawrence. Address?
That's it. Hold it. Cameron.
JCL. That was the monograms on that bag, JCL.
The judge's kid. No wonder the old lady was scared stiff.
How do you want to handle it?
Slow and easy. Inspectors 8-1 to headquarters.
Go ahead, 8-1.
Request all available units proceed to Potrero Hill, corner of 20th and Wisconsin. Rape murder suspect under surveillance. This is a code 2. Prepare for possible code 3000 blockade.
Okay, Captain, I'll pass it on. 10-4.
I don't have time to talk to the old man. Just do it. Okay, Mike, you got it. Flash bulletin at 6:35 on the button.
Thanks, Marvin. I appreciate it. Okay. What about Olson? What did he say?
He wants to cut the odds down first.
Cut the odds down? What, did he tell you how?
We go back, talk to the Jamesons, bring them downtown for questioning.
And leave Barrow in there alone with the girl?
Just long enough for somebody to go in one-on-one while he's listening to the phony broadcast saying he's clear.
Wait a minute. Was this your idea or his?
Mine, if it works.
If it works?
If it works.
Okay. I'm going to try it.
I guess you better talk to the Jamesons. It'd be kind of funny if I went back there alone. I mean, you being the big honcho and all.
All right. Buddy boy, you have 5 minutes to get into position.
Okay.
And listen, don't you try to take him alone until that broadcast starts.
Take care.
advising British soldiers on how to flee to Sweden and giving telephone contact with certain Swedish... And in Belfast, a Protestant legislator charged that Canadian troops who were used for peacekeeping duties in Vietnam are being trained for mob control in Northern Ireland. The member of the Northern Ireland Assembly said he received the information from a Canadian member of the Vietnam mission and later had it confirmed by an unnamed source in Toronto. Government sources in Canada, however, denied the report.
What time you got, baby?
And once again from Washington, the energy crisis...
It's almost 6:30.
...gold mine for crooks, according to one
Hey,
official involved in...
I didn't ask you. I asked the lady.
The center, established last
That's a pretty watch you got there, huh? She said selling back a lot of money, huh?
Leave her alone.
Yeah, come on, Chet. Look, there's no need...
Hey, Rabbit.
on the energy crisis.
You just relax.
Among the things that consumers
You know,
should be
your
aware
needs and
of
mine,
are salesmen who try
that's two
any of the
real
following
different
tactics.
things.
One,
Where do you come from?
your home as a
How do
demonstration
people like you get born into this world?
Oh, Mama, we all come from the same place. There's always someone like you to thank.
Two, telling the customer he must sign the contract or lose the opportunity.
You little punk! Yeah, bust your head open!
You pig! It's okay, honey.
Yeah, okay, honey.
Okay, it's 6:30. Check with your announcer and make sure he's got the message straight, will you? Okay. Thanks, Mama. Art, pull out. I'm going in.
Cops back. Up, baby. Now, you stay cool, Rabbit. You blow it, her head comes off.
I'll get it.
Hello, Russell. Sorry to bother you again. But I'm going to have to ask you and your mother to come downtown with me and take a look at some pictures.
But right now, Mr. Stone?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I don't know if I can.
I just got through talking to Judge Cameron, and he said that he thought the two of you would be very cooperative.
Won't you come in while I get my coat?
Yes, ma'am. May I help you with your coat?
Thank you, Mr. Stone.
Did you hear the news on the radio just a couple of minutes ago?
No, I didn't.
We finally caught the guy we were looking for.
It wasn't Chet Barrow?
No, it wasn't Chet Barrow. It was somebody else, a different guy. That's why I wanted you to come downtown. We wanted to clear up that whole thing about your friend, Chet Barrow. You would have heard it on the radio. It was station, that old news station, KBAY.
Oh.
He's inside, and he's got a girl.
We know that. Just sit tight and don't panic. We've got a blockade around the whole area. Get in.
Everything's go, Mike. It's on the air.
Good. I want 3 men, no uniform. Art, take care of these people.
Ingleside 4, Nora, Ida, Charles, 592, 132. All units.
Well, we'll give them a little time to clear out.
Listen, wait a minute.
Yeah, that'll give us a little time.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. Look.
Barney, take 2 men around the back.
Let's listen to that radio station. Well, don't you want to hear something? You know, maybe you'll hear something. Please.
There's only one thing I want to do right now, honey.
Oh, please, please. Please do it, please. Please don't.
Let's go upstairs.
No,
Come
don't,
on, honey.
don't.
Let's go upstairs.
Please.
Radio was dead.
Yeah, I know.
So is he.
Would you like to ride with your son?
May I?
Of course.
Thank you. Jill, honey, listen, why don't you go home and talk to that husband of yours? He's a good man.
I will. Wilma? Well, maybe with Russell gone. Well, I mean, we've got more room than we need.
No, thank you, dear. Russell's waited all these years for me to come home. I guess I can wait for him.
This officer was right. I better get you to the hospital.
Well, it's just a crease.
Just a crease, huh? Just a minute.
Easy, easy.
I guess it ruined one of your fancy jackets, huh? Wait a minute. You want me to drive?
No, I can drive.
I know how you feel. One guy is dead, okay? But you helped save 3 lives and you gave one back to that guy in Quinn.
I wished it helped.
The day it does, you better start turning in that badge.
Nobody even looks tense.
Anybody who can read a newspaper's gotta be tense.
I don't know. I remember when I was at Berkeley.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You were there during the riots, weren't you?
Yeah. Those are rough times. But I remember there could be a major confrontation going on just 100 yards away. There'd be couples sitting on the grass like nothing in the world was wrong.
Well, like they say, the beat goes on.
Yeah. Let's just hope those shots last week were the end of it.
Yeah, I do, too. Well, we'll hang in there till 9 o'clock and then get another unit to relieve us.
Start looking at the other floors. Okay.
Where'd the shots come from?
Well, it had to happen sooner or later. This man's dead. You say he only took one bullet?
Apparently. Of course, we'll need a complete autopsy to be sure. You figure it was the same guy out there today that took the shots last week?
Oh, no, till we get the ballistics report.
And no trace of him?
Nope, not yet.
That's the wife.
Which one?
The taller one. The other's her sister-in-law. Rough on both of them. But at least she wasn't alone.
You want to talk to her now?
No. Let's give her a while.
Hard to take, isn't it? Kook with a gun. He brings down a man like David Shanninger.
Did you know him?
I know his books.
That's where I know the name. Sure, David Shanninger, that's right.
Don't let the titles turn you off. His work was solid. My psych professor in med school said Shanninger was one of a half dozen at the top. Well, I'll get the autopsy report to you as soon as we have it.
Okay, Doc, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Doc. Lieutenant, Inspector.
Hey, what goes with these titles that he was talking about?
You ever read the Times book review?
We got good newspapers in San Francisco. What do I have to read book review
I'm
from
not
back
knocking it.
east
It's
for?
my city, too. It's just the Times did a big spread on Shanninger just a couple of weeks ago.
Okay. The answer to your question is no. Now, will you answer mine?
He had at least 2 bestsellers. It must have made a lot of money.
But you can't remember the titles.
Remember the title of the last book? Yeah, it was called Sex.
Oh, that's very good. Very inventive.
Well, that's some long, erudite subtitle like Psychologist's View of Its Role in Society Today, something like that. I don't know.
But it's just listed as sex.
That's right, sex.
I think I'll wait for the movie. He was a professor at the university, eh?
Part-time, yeah. He also had his own private practice.
And he must have had a lot of dough stacked away. You don't buy houses on Valeria Drive with GI loans. So one of us better talk to Shanninger's wife, and the other one better talk to that girl and see what she has to tell us. Which one would you like?
You give me a choice? After you. No. After you.
Couldn't you let it ring through? It's urgent. All right. Would you please have him call 555-3417? Yeah, he'll know who it is. And would you please tell him that I'll be there in about half an hour? Okay, thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
How you feeling?
Well, I'll never be able to defend my arm wrestling championship, but I'm fine.
Good. Do you mind if we talked a little bit?
Sure, I don't know what I can tell you.
Well, coffee?
Yeah, thank you.
Where were you coming from this morning?
The library.
You were going?
Home.
Home. How do you like it?
Oh, black's fine, thanks.
Did you see anything unusual when you were crossing campus?
No. I guess I know how it feels to be struck by lightning, though. I mean, I was walking along, and the next thing I knew, I was on the ground.
Miss Dunnigan, can you think... Excuse me, it is Dunnigan, is that right?
Peggy.
Peggy, thank you. Can you think back over the last couple of weeks? Have you had a run-in with anybody?
I don't know what you mean.
Well, we gotta assume the guy just snapped, but it's possible he might have seen you around campus, maybe even knew you. Some guy who dug you, you didn't like him, something like that.
No, there's nothing. Did anyone see him?
Nope, all we know is he moved pretty fast to get to Everly Street in time.
Time for what?
I'm sorry, I thought you knew. After he hit you, he went down to Everly Street and killed the Professor Shanninger. Well, you know him?
No, Well, by reputation. I mean, everyone on campus did. You sure he's dead?
Yes.
Still seems so unreal. Vera had just come down from Seattle, and we'd taken a ride up to Muir Woods. She'd never seen them. And when we came home, we found the police car waiting. I knew something terrible had happened.
Mrs. Shaninger, can you tell me, was there anything unusual in the daily routine of your husband's life recently?
I'm not sure I know what you mean.
I think I do. How can you think this is anything but a maniac on the loose, Lieutenant?
Well, that's exactly what we think it is, but, well, we have to check out all the possibilities, you know.
David didn't have any enemies.
He didn't have any problem with his patients? Unusual mail, telephone calls, anything at all?
I don't think so. You're welcome to go through his mail. He had a telephone answering service, of course. I'm sure that all of his calls would be recorded there. It was the Procom exchange.
Procom. Well, thank you for your cooperation, and I know how difficult it must be for you at this time.
I'll do anything I can.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Right. Right, well then, could you get back to me as soon as possible, please? That's right. Right, Inspector Keller. Okay, thank you very much. Goodbye.
How's the girl?
She's okay.
You get her story?
Yeah, just a co-ed crossing campus. Name's Peggy Dunnigan, 20, no parents. She couldn't come up with any reason for being singled out of the crowd.
Well, that's her story. What's yours?
Well, I don't know. I thought I picked up on something, but I'd have to know her better to be sure.
You hold it right there. Now, you do your getting acquainted routines on your own time.
Come on, will you?
What's the reaction?
Well, when I mentioned Shaninger, she seemed to take it awfully hard.
Well, you said he was a celebrity on the campus, didn't you?
Right. That's probably all it was. Okay, you called in about that Procom exchange?
Yeah, I did.
I talked to them. Here's a list of Shaninger's phone calls for the last 2 weeks.
Anything interesting?
Don't know yet. Looks like mostly routine business calls from patients.
Check them out.
I'm working on it. Odds are we're spinning wheels.
You can't hit it big by playing the odds, buddy boy.
Well, you can waste a lot of energy and time bucking them, Mike.
I've got the time, you've got the energy.
Okay, Guru, okay. Since you've obviously taken some time to work up a case for premeditation, will you answer me the big one? If this guy killed Shaninger for a reason, right? Why does he run the risk of shooting at an innocent girl first?
You know something I don't know, don't you, huh? The ballistics report?
Same gun, both hits.
Same as the casings you found?
Yeah, military weapon, M16 type. Homicide, Inspector Keller. Yeah, go ahead, please, will you? Yeah, could you give it to me now, please? Right. I see. Okay, well, thank you very much. Goodbye.
See, what's this entry? 555-3417, just a number.
Yeah, I had the telephone company checking, and that was the call.
Oh, you got it?
It's an unlisted number in the New Coronet apartment building for David Shaninger. His wife tell you anything about him having an apartment in town?
No.
Well, someone was at Shaninger's apartment and wanted him to call there.
Say, maybe you just saved us a lot of legwork, buddy boy. Get on that phone. I'll take the extension.
Ringing.
Hello?
Excuse me, I think I may have the wrong number. To whom am I speaking?
Who do you want?
Peggy Dunnigan?
This is she.
pretty good for no parents. Miss Donegan?
I started to run. I got all the way to the elevator.
Did you see Professor Shaniger today?
No.
Peggy, how long have you known him?
About a year. There was a Meet the Professor coffee hour at the Union, and I met him.
Did you know he was married?
Yes. But it didn't matter. Even his age was attractive to me, or maybe especially his age.
Well, then, what you're saying is that this was a sort of a father-daughter relationship.
No. I just meant that I think I needed maturity, and I know that David needed youth. This place was for him. It wasn't anything I cared about. I used to live at the Wildbrook Center, but David didn't like the swinging singles atmosphere, so he leased this. He loved the view. He used to say if he had to choose between a view and a nice building, he'd be quite happy to live in a plastic bag.
But you didn't care for it. What was it that you did care for?
An education. Some girls get jewels, furs, cars. David was putting me through college. It isn't, well, as sordid as it sounds, not really. I mean, I loved him. Or at least I thought I did for a while.
You didn't pack all these boxes today, did you?
No, we broke up 3 days ago.
Why was that?
I'm getting married.
To somebody else? Well, now, Miss Donegan, excuse me, but I know that young people look at things a little differently from when I was your age.
It's all right. I know how it sounds. It sounds that way to me, too. But it isn't. It's just...
Peggy, sit down for a second, will you? You know, we're not here judging you. We're trying to get a sniper.
Well, the shooting couldn't have anything to do with it. It couldn't. It was just a freaky
Well,
coincidence.
then tell us, why did you break up with Shaniger now?
I used to date someone who went overseas, and seemed to end when he went away. Then when he got back from Hanoi, he wrote me and I wrote him, and eventually I went down to San Diego to see him. And suddenly my relationship with David seemed all wrong. So...
Hanoi? He was a POW?
Yes. Well, there's no reason for him to find out about this, is there? I mean, I don't want him to know now, not after what he's been through.
No, it's not necessary. I'm just going to need his name, though.
Alan Melder.
His address?
The Naval Hospital, Balboa Park in San Diego. He's a captain in the Marine Corps.
Okay, thank you very much.
Marine captain and an M16, huh?
You know, there is a possibility it was just a wild coincidence. I mean, both of them getting picked off like that.
Would you believe that if you read it in one of those Times book reviews of yours?
No.
No, of course not. Tell you what, you take the car, you talk to Shaniger's wife again. I'll go back to headquarters and see what I can dig up on Melder.
Hey, easy!
Right. Oh, swing by Tony's on the way back.
Tony's? No, Mike, come on.
Come on,
no.
come on.
They should pay you.
Bryant Street. Don't forget Tony's.
How dare you come here making accusations like that?
Mrs. Shaniger, I'm not making accusations. I'm only trying to fill in the gaps.
By telling me my husband was keeping another woman?
I only said he was paying the rent on an apartment, that's all.
Gall! Trying to tie him to that Wildbrook crowd? making scurrilous insinuations.
I'm not insinuating anything, ma'am. I'm only trying to find...
I don't know how much more I can take. I mean, isn't it enough that my husband was gunned down in cold blood because our streets aren't safe without your coming here to insult his memory?
I'm only saying new facts have turned up, that's all.
Facts, Inspector, or obscene rumors?
Look, I don't like asking these questions any more than you like answering them, Mrs. Shaninger, but I need to know how much you are aware of.
She's already said none of it.
Then you do not know Peggy Dunnigan.
I've never even heard the name. Inspector, if my husband was unfaithful to me, he must have taken great care to protect my feelings and to make sure that I never suspected anything. And that's what I'm going to try to remember from now on, not the painful implications you've just told me.
Thank you.
That's right, M-E-L-D-E-R. Marine captain, I see. No, this is just a routine investigation. Yeah, I may want to see him. That's right. How's that again? No, I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. Where? What time? What about last week? I see. Well, thank you for your cooperation, Sergeant. Yeah. Yes, I'll get in touch with you if I need any more information. Yes, goodbye.
Hurry, hurry. Tony's finest. Get her while it's still cold and soggy.
A guy comes home after 18 months in a POW camp, gets engaged, and then finds out that his girl has been kept by another man. How does that hit you?
Melder? Peggy said he didn't know.
Yeah. What, no anchovies?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't like anchovies.
We always get anchovies.
No, you always get anchovies. I never get anchovies. I hate anchovies.
Boy, oh boy, she must have given you a rough time. Or was it the sister?
No, they were all right. I guess the questions were kind of rough. Got about as much appetite for them as I have for this.
Well, here, feed your eyes on this.
Melder was on leave?
Mm-hmm. Due back tonight. You want to guess where he's been?
Here?
Mm-hmm. Since last night. You want to guess where you're going?
There.
2 for 2. You're batting pretty good.
All right, he could have been on campus this morning, but what about last week?
They're checking that out.
What about a service record? Anything about weapons training?
Did you ever hear of a Marine who made captain who couldn't handle a rifle?
I've been down this area in about, I've been down this area in about, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years. Where do I go now? Right there? Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Captain Melder?
Yes.
Stephen Keller.
Here, grab a bench.
I understand you're getting out of here soon.
Yeah, it's close enough. I'm beginning to count the hours now. I have to admit, I'm curious.
You know Peggy Dunnigan?
Yes, she's my fiancée.
You talked to her in the last 24 hours?
No. Oh, why? What's the matter?
Nothing's the matter now. She's all right, but there was a shooting on campus. Peggy was hit.
She was hit?
Wait a minute. No, wait, are you sure that she's all right?
She's all right. She's got a flesh wound in her left shoulder.
Well, why would anyone want to shoot Peggy?
Well, somebody else was shot, too. A man, he was killed.
He was killed? Wait a second, Inspector. Now, what's going on here? Oh, what is this? What's going on with this world, anyway? I thought I left all that insanity back in Nam. What was that, a nut? Some nut running around with a gun, shooting at anybody he saw?
Maybe.
Wait a second now. That's why you're here, isn't it? You think I had something to do with that?
The weapon used was an M16 rifle. You're an expert marksman.
Yeah, so are a few thousand other guys.
You were in San Francisco yesterday. Most people would have visited their fiancée. You didn't.
All right, that's my business.
Sorry, Captain, that's police business right now.
I was buying a house.
You were buying a house?
That's right, for Peggy and me. See, I wanted to have it all settled so I could surprise her with it when I get there with my discharge. Hey, you want to check that out?
Yes, I'd like to, please.
Okay, I'll go get the escrow papers. Say, Inspector, was Peggy, was she with this guy, the one that got killed?
No. No, whoever did it shot Peggy, ran away, and opened up on the man on the other side of campus.
Well, I guess that's gonna make it a little easier on both of us. You see, I'm still learning to walk a little. But I'm afraid it's gonna be quite a while before I learn to run anywhere.
Same story, Lieutenant. Shots came from that basement transom over there this time. We checked inside. Looked like he spent the night waiting.
Anybody got hit?
A girl. Dead.
What's her name?
Sheila Davis. Works as a waitress in a coffee shop. Not a student. Senseless.
Maybe. Maybe not.
I don't understand.
All right. Let me try to explain it to you again. The girl that was killed is a ringer for you. It's amazing, but she's the same size, same hair color, same style. And it's possible the man that killed her thought it was you.
That's bizarre. I mean, who'd want to kill me?
We just don't want to take any chances. We want you to stay in the apartment and don't even go out on the terrace.
Oh, Lieutenant, I mean, you know.
If anyone comes to the door, you let Officer Powell answer it, and you stay out of sight.
All right. But it had to be a coincidence. I mean, just a coincidence.
That's possible. But we know one thing for certain. Whoever shot you, for whatever reason, is still out there.
Hello?
Hi. Mrs. Shanninger?
Oh, I'm sorry. She isn't taking any calls.
She'll take this one.
Who is this?
Just put her on.
No, I'm afraid I'll have to take a message. May I have your name, please?
Look, lady, I got to talk to Mrs. Shanninger now. You put her on.
Vera? Who is it?
Just some brash young man. One of David's students, maybe. Look, there's no need for you.
Oh, it's all right. I'll take it.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
It's done.
I see. Just a minute. I need to get something to write on. Okay, go ahead.
I just want the rest of the bread, lady. You got it?
Vera, would you get me that pen that's on my desk? This one's run dry. Thank you. Do you know what you've done?
Yeah. I've done a job. And I gave the cops one they're never gonna finish.
No, you killed the wrong girl. Do you understand? The wrong girl. Why didn't you just do what I asked you? How could you be so stupid?
Shut up. You hear me? Shut up!
So you gotta go back tomorrow, huh? Never gives you much time to
Well, you travel first class no matter what the ticket says, don't
Well,
you?
there's gotta be some fringe benefits to this job. Here you go. Thank you very much for the flight. Okay, we can scratch Melder.
He's clean, I know.
What is this? I got jet lag or something? I just got off the boat. How do you know?
The killer's been at it again, a girl this time, DOA.
Hey, takes us right back to zero, huh?
Nope.
What do you mean, nope? 2 incidences of random shooting last week, 2 more yesterday. Girl gets hit today. If she doesn't tie to Peggy or Shannon,
She ties to Peggy.
How?
No matter what the distance, she looks like a twin.
Wait a minute. Let me hear how this goes down.
All right. Let's say that you wanted to kill somebody by sniper fire. But you wanted it to look as though the people you hit are random victims. How would you go about it?
Study the habits of the people I wanted to hit, routine, schedules, set up a pattern, a few random shots to make it look like I'd gone berserk.
And when he hits the people he's really after, nobody suspects there's a motive.
You still think there's a motive, don't you?
Oh, sometimes you gotta play the odds. There's usually a motive, right?
I don't see it this time.
Oh, come on now. This isn't your first triangle. You know, don't you, that whenever there's a triangle, one of those 3 sides is gonna be jealous.
All right, scratch Shanninger. That leaves Peggy and Mrs. Shanninger.
You got it. Yes, sir. A woman scorned.
Mike, but a woman, there's no way she's gonna do that.
With enough money to buy a hit.
No pros can operate like that, taking the chance of firing in broad daylight.
I didn't say it was a pro. I said she bought somebody.
It's possible. It's possible, but I don't think so.
Okay, all right. But I'm telling you, she did it, Steve.
What's the proof?
Like I said before, you've got the energy, I've got the time.
He's thinking. Look out.
Come here. Remember telling me that she gave you a rough time because you linked her husband with the Wild Brook
Not
Cloud?
at all. Scurrilous insinuations, right?
You still haven't got it, have you?
What?
Will you use some of that energy that you've got up there? The Wild Brook crowd. Who said it first, you or she?
Right.
Oh.
Right. That's it. You're right. Peggy moved out of there weeks ago. So Mrs. Shanninger didn't know about Peggy and her husband. How did she know about Wildbrook? Right.
May I be the first to congratulate you?
Hello? Alan? How did you know? No, I'm fine, really. Well, when? Oh, no, Alan. No, of course I do. It's just that not today. I mean, I've got exams. No, I've told you I'm fine, really. I won't be here. I mean, I'll be leaving for the library. All right, then I'll meet you. No, that's silly. Don't take a cab. It costs too much. No, it's no problem, really. I'll be there. What time? Okay, bye.
Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah. It's just a friend of mine.
don't remember saying any such thing.
I knew Mrs. Shanninger, and I believe your sister does too. Mrs. Day?
Well, I can't quite be sure.
Well, now, somewhere out there in the streets, there's a man with a gun. He's killed 2 people already. One of them was a waitress, and the other one was your own brother.
Vera, you can see what they're trying to do, can't you? Neither of us has anything more to say to you. We're calling our attorney.
Vera? It works.
What are you doing?
It isn't dry.
What's that got to do with anything?
That phone call from the young man when you sent me out of the room. Was that the man you hired to murder David?
Did you really think I'd step aside at this time in our lives to let him leave me for that tantalizing little tramp? David had referred him to a psychiatric clinic. One night when David was out of town, when I thought David was out of town, he turned up at the house. I told David about it later, and he was terribly upset. He said the man had homicidal impulses.
You don't know his name?
No.
Could be in your husband's records, couldn't it?
No, because he was never a patient.
You still haven't told us how you got together with him.
Well, that night he came to the house. He was rambling, angry at everything that frustrated him. Anyone who'd ever accused him of being worthless or stupid. Then I recalled he said it wasn't right. Someone as smart as he should be working in a car wash all his life.
So when you found out about your husband and Peggy Dunnigan, you went looking for him, is that it?
Yes, that's it. That paragon of a husband of mine. That phony and his prostitute. Why should their lives go untouched when mine have been ruined?
How did you find the man?
I made a list of all the car washes. Just started looking. I found it the next day. Place on Cooperman Road.
You know the address?
No. Near Sutter.
Go on.
Well, he agreed to meet me, and so I picked him up across the street from the car wash. We drove around. I made the offer.
How much?
5,000 then. 20,000 when they were both dead.
How are you going to get in touch with him to pay the rest?
Post office box number. He was going to send it to me. But he didn't. He used the telephone. So I was talking about how smart he was. I was going to have the police crawling up their own walls.
The sniper fire.
He didn't say that. When it started on the campus a week ago, I didn't even make the connection. I couldn't believe that he'd put anyone else in danger. I just wanted the both of them gone.
All right. You know that this is a free and voluntary statement.
Yes.
All right. Go to the car wash with the description. When you get a name, book him.
Right.
Book her.
Officer, the call's for you.
Oh, thank you.
You can't use the extension out here. It doesn't work. I don't know what's the matter with it, but you can use the one in my room.
Fine.
It's Lieutenant Stone. He had to leave the line for a minute, but he said he'd be right back on.
Thanks.
Can you think of anything else, sir? I see. All right, well, thank you for your help. Right, goodbye. Car wash manager knows who we're talking about, but the name isn't gonna help.
Why not?
John Jones. Says help's hard to get, so he doesn't push it.
Anything else about him?
Yeah, corroboration with what Mr. Shanager said about his problem. He's had 2 fights since he's been there, both times because somebody called him stupid. Oh, yeah, one other thing. Manager says he might be dangerous.
Well, that's going to help us a lot, isn't it? Come on, let's get to the apartment.
What?
Come on.
Come on, he's not dumb enough to go after Peggy now that
He
Mr.
might
Shanager's
know
been
and
arrested.
he might not know, but we got to play it safe no matter what the odds are. What do you mean she's gone?
Well, she called me to the phone, Lieutenant. She said it was you and I should wait on the line till you got back, and then while I was waiting, she must have slipped out.
Do you have any idea where she went?
There was a phone call earlier.
Who was on the phone?
I heard her use the name Alan.
Melder.
Did you hear anything else?
Well, it sounded kind of personal. I didn't want to eavesdrop, but she was upset about something.
What about?
Well, it was like he was going to do something and she didn't want him to.
She wouldn't want him showing up here in the living room with police protection. I'll call San Diego, see if he's on
We'll
his
check
way.
on the way to the airport.
Hospital confirms emergency leave. Destination San Francisco.
10-4. Can you find out what flight he's on?
10-4, stand by, Inspectors 8-1.
Looks like we're headed in the right direction.
Inspectors 8-1.
8-1, go ahead.
Captain Melder was booked onto Cal West Flight 274, San Diego to San Francisco.
10-4. Can you give me an ETA on that flight?
Operations reports Cal West 274 is already on the ground.
10-4. Wouldn't you know it? Today it's got to be on time. Come on, move it.
You gonna pay for my ticket?
she's at the arrival gate by now. He won't follow her. He won't be able to get that gun of his past that skyjack equipment.
Which means he's at the concourse entrance. If he's out here at all.
How's the leg?
I want to tell you, it gets really stiff. You know why that is? No, neither do I.
Well, I guess we lucked out.
Why's that?
Planes arrived. They would have left the concourse by now. Nothing's happened. Guess he's not here.
Well, let's just keep it moving anyway. Come on.
Maggie, get down!
Get down!
Punch him! No. No. You're too smart for that. No. Stay back. I'll do it. I swear I'm gonna jump. So don't waste yourself like that. You're too smart for that, right? Now, why waste yourself? Think about it, huh? Just think. You're too smart. You don't want to be wasted. You want to show people how smart you are. You want to show people what you think, right? No, hold it. I got a bullet in you. Need a doctor, right? Just think he'll fix you up. He'll let you show people who you are. You'll be smart. You can be smart to people. I want to die. I just want to die. Oh. Why couldn't you let me die? What's the matter to you?
It matters.
Flash Comet comes roaring up.
Captain, that leisurely stroll may have saved your life.
Well, it wasn't my leg that slowed us down.
Oh?
No, when I saw him getting off the plane, I knew I'd have to tell him everything. So we sat right down and talked.
We have a lot to forget, but a lot more to look forward to. Say, do you feel like coming to a wedding?
Wedding? You count on me.
Good.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I think they've got a good-looking future, don't you?
Yeah, I think so.
I think your future's looking pretty good, too.
What?
Listen, I want to fill out that report myself.
No, I can do that.
No, I want the brass to know what you did up there.
Oh, come on.
No.
You know something? You are a romantic. You are a real romantic.
What?
Yeah.
Well, just because I don't read those highfalutin books of yours from the Times Book Review doesn't mean I don't have feelings. You know what?
What?
When I look at the San Francisco skyline at night, I think it's beautiful.
Oh, my.
No, I really do. You know, and when I think there's poetry in Rick Barry's leap into the air when he dunks that ball into the basket. I really do, yeah. And when Bobby Bond gets up there and starts to swing at that ball and then he hits that home run, why, I think that's music.